am kind of in the middle of a couple of projects right now, which means I need to add another one to the mix. I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but I have certainly noticed lately a trend of patchwork designs. I also lately have just had a hankering to play Animal Crossing, and so I completely demolished my island all the way to the ground and I'm redoing it entirely. I'm only about halfway through the redesign and I'm kind of losing steam. Also seemingly unrelated, my best friend's birthday is close / already passed, depending on when I get this video done. What on earth could these three things have in common, you may ask? As you may know, I have recently been a fan of going through my scraps. So what might have been made painfully obvious by the title of this video, we are making Patchwork Animal Crossing Villager Best Friend t-shirts. My personal favorite is Ketchup, the duck. And then I asked my friend who her favorite was, to which I got a giant list in return. But then I narrowed it by saying, which one would you want on a t-shirt, theoretically? To which she replied, the lovely Tiffany. So as you can see, I have already scrounged through my scraps to find suitable fabrics, I think. I then have printed out both villagers, which I'm going to use as like a template. Generally, the plan is cut out the pieces of the villager, match them up to the fabric, and then use some paper-backed double-sided fusible webbing, iron all of this to a t-shirt, and then I'm thinking I will probably do some top stitching to really secure everything down. So with all that said, let's get to work on the duck, so that by the time I get to my friend's shirt with Tiffany, I will hopefully have a much better idea of what I'm doing. Also, if you don't have any friends, but you still want to do this, you can always pick your least favorite villager, put that on a shirt, and give it to your biggest enemy. Let's begin. Hello. Really quickly, I wanted to talk about what I'm going to do with Ketchup's dress here because I think it'll be kind of fun. You can tell that it's supposed to be a tiered dress with a little bit of lace at the bottom of each tier. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to cut each tier, okay, and then I am going to, when I draw it out, I'm going to extend it upwards a bit, okay, and then get the bottom. So then I need to cut the next tier. And when I trace this, I will also extend this upward. So the plan is I'm going to cut out my bottom tier. And then I have all these jars of lace. So maybe I'll take like just the bottom of this, stitch or glue that down into place. And then on top of it, take the next tier and layer it on top. And I think this will give some really cool dimension to Ketchup's dress. I'm also going to greatly simplify the top because I'm not doing itty bitty little pleats for an Animal Crossing Villager shirt. So let's see if that works. Okay, I have attempted to set up a face cam as well as an activity cam. This is the lovely t-shirt that I thrifted for my Ketchup shirt. I would like it to be kind of in the middle. Do I go as far as like to make a center line? Let's see. And I will mark maybe 14.5 plus a quarter, so it's 14 3/4. There is a general center line, and then I just want to mark a couple of spots on this line to get a general horizontal, just very general. Here is the Ketchup body. I want her to be kind of close to the top, but I don't want it like super encroaching on the collar. God, do I even need to find the center line of Ketchup? Right? center at the top, center at the bottom. So that should theoretically be centered, which means it's time to iron. Okay, here we go. Oh wait, I'm so dumb. I have to take the paper off. Here we go. Actually, very stressful. That's sticking down. I actually really like this crushed velvet choice because it's like she's a little fuzzy. That's that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this terrifying face shell and I'm gonna line it up and just kind of mark generally where things go on her face. Okay. Okay. Ooh, okay, here are all of my pieces, which look crazy. Maybe I will start with the hair. Okay, also, once again, gotta take the paper off the back. Should we start a counter? How many times am I gonna forget to take the paper off? Hair in place, iron her down. It's fraying a little bit, but that's okay. I feel like next maybe we do the eyes. Oh, I didn't take the paper off. Was I not recording that whole time? That's wonderful. Okay, well now I have a face cam. That's terrifying. Okay, cute, cute. Take off the paper, take off the paper. Your girl's learning. Oh God, oh God. Cute, okay. Here we go again. I'm going to hold off on the eyelashes because they are a fabric that needs a significantly lower temperature. Same with the feet. So we're just gonna switch right on over to the cheeks. Take the backing off, huh? I'm learning. Now we press those. Okay, we have to do the bottom lip first. Oh my God, take the backing off. Then we can do the top. The backing, Jesus. Ooh, actually, you know what I just realized? Bottom of her, I need to peel back up a little bit because the feet have to go under there. Oh, crap. Okay, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. Saved. I guess speaking of her feet, we can switch to that lower heat setting. I can also prep the little eyelashes. Shut the fuck up, that's so cute. These I think are gonna be a little hard to attach though because they're so little. Seems about right there. Yeah, this fabric is just straight up. I need to take the backing off. Oh my God. This fabric is straight up just like a plastic, so I have to be really careful with it. Yeah, see, ooh, that's what I'm worried about. And maybe use like a cotton on top of this, which is going to make the placement for these even more difficult and insane. Eyelash is in place. Linen is on top. I didn't take the backing. We steam. Okay. Ooh, okay, not quite. A little more. Really steaming the heck out of it. Okay, so it's not working on this inner corner. Okay, this corner, I guess it's the outer corner, that we're gonna have to work on. Linen on top. Iron. Yeah, you can even see on the top of the foot it like shriveled up because it's plastic. Okay, this one, the inner corner is having the same problem. We'll have to do a bit more finessing here and there. Feet time. Okay, that worked. Now we can bring the body back down. Okay, this is coming out really cute. We only have a couple of little details on her arms left, and then we got to put her dress on, which honestly I might go a little radio silent on just because I think it is going to be an endeavor and a half, you know? Little hands. Ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh. Dress time. So I have all of the pieces of her little dress as well as this additional fusible webbing for if I start having issues with the lace. I'm gonna learn and peel off all of the paper backings preemptively. So we will have to start with this bottom section of her dress. And I am just going to iron this top bit of it to iron it down into place, but not, I want the top of this tier to be secure in place, but I still want access to under here to put the lace in place. Let's just see how this goes. Very cute. Trim the excess. Okay, that's really cute so far. Oh my gosh. I do want to put a little fusible webbing under here so that she doesn't, you know, flash us. Oh my gosh, scandal. So next, I want to put this in place at the very top of the dress. Okay, so now it's anchored in place, but I can still get this lace under there. I feel so proud of this. Okay, trim the edges. So cute. Yeah, and then once again, I'll put a piece of fusible webbing under here. Okay, that is secure. Next up is the very top of the dress. Secure it at the top. Shove the lace up in there. Trim the excess. And a little bit of fusible webbing underneath. Look at her cute little dress. Okay, so I did say I was gonna modify the top a little bit. I'm just gonna take a little of this lace and attach it with a touch of fusible webbing. I think this is gonna be a little bit of back and forth. Final press. How cute is that? That came out so stinking cute. I will say the purple around the green tips of her wings should go away. It is disappearing ink. It disappears over time. And besides maybe a little bit of top stitching, that is the ketchup shirt done. Whew, and thank goodness, because my office is getting warm. I think this is going to be a total pain in the butt to wash, but let's go ahead and get started on my best friend's shirt. All that's really left is some finishing touches. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to that with my friend's shirt, my shirt, and then I will see you in the reveal. Okay, well, ta-da! I would say I am very, very happy with how this turned out. Let's go over some pros and cons, some things I might do differently. Also, please don't mind my missing manicure. I did some gardening and they all evacuated. So obviously this was a scrap project, but some of the scraps that I used worked out better than the others. Obviously more of the plastic fabrics tended to not agree with the high heat that was required for the fusible webbing, which is really only the feet and like the eyelashes. So just keep that in mind when you are picking fabrics, that the more plastic it is, the lower heat you use, meaning the more time you have to put into it. It's a little finicky. The only other thing too is that the thinner bits, which again was like the eyelashes, I actually needed to glue those down with E6000. Maybe it's because it was the plasticky parts and I just couldn't get a high enough heat to fuse it. Okay, I gotta get this jacket off my shoulder. I do anticipate some of this is not going to enjoy going through the wash. Even with a delicates bag, like this green fabric is just gonna fray like crazy. So this might be a hand wash only piece. As for my friend's shirt, I did a couple of things off camera, which was give her some subtle blue eyeshadow and a little rosy cheek. And then I made her a little bow tie out of just some ribbon and thread and then put a couple of beads on there. So the inside of this one does have a little bit of stitching just for that bow and the beads. But I really, really love this one because I love the fabric choices that I had for it. This like sheer crystal organza that I used for her gloves and ears turned out so cute. So perfect. I had like the perfect like fishnet material for her little legs. And honestly, I think the velvet lip is quite iconic. On this one, I very much anticipate the eye outline and the eyebrows peeling off after a wash. So once again, unfortunately, this might have to be a hand wash only piece. I was supposed to visit my friend next weekend and I was going to give this to her as sort of like a belated birthday gift, but unfortunately now it will have to wait. So if you're watching this, happy belated birthday, Melissa. This coming weekend, I think Jake and I are gonna go to the farmer's market. It is the first one of the season. And I think I'm gonna wear like this exact outfit. It's very comfy. It's starting to heat up a little bit, so I think a light jacket will be perfect to go with this combo. And I'm hoping there will be at least a couple of people who are like, oh my God, it's ketchup. I love Animal Crossing. And then I can make new friends. Oh, also, as you can tell, I decided against top stitching all of this down. I just kind of worried that it would make the whole thing look kind of muddy. That probably would have helped with it going through the wash, but it's not gonna go through the wash if it's not cute, and therefore I don't wear it. So let me know which one you think is more cute, it being like untucked and kind of flowy, or it being all tucked in. But I will say the things that I am overjoyed with is how her little dress turned out. And like I said, I absolutely love the bow and the beads on this. I just think they both turned out so good. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I am once again promising that the next video will very likely be a cosplay video. We'll see. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. She kind of looks like she's gonna bully me. This shirt looks like it's gonna bully this shirt. Animal Crossing. A duck walked up to a lemonade stand and he said to the man, run in the stand, hey, bump, bump, bump. Got any grapes? Use some la 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 la. And he waddled away, waddle waddle. And he waddled away, waddle waddle. And he waddled away, waddle waddle. Till the very next day, bum 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 ba da da.